Hi guys, welcome to Multiverse. So obviously today we are going to take a look at how to create our friend Iron Man in DC Universe Online. There's quite a few armors that I'm going to look at, so hang on to your butts. Let's get this party started. So let's start at the beginning. When Iron Man was first created, he had a pretty big bulky armor, not unlike this one. Although this looks a bit more like the version from the movie thanks to the arc reactor in the chest. We'll take a look at that in a variation in just a minute. The main thing that you need is the classic tech for the headpiece. There is a video that I made eons ago by now where I show you how to get the Iron Man headpiece. Yeah, it's not really Iron Man, but if you look at it, it's dead on for an Iron Man character. So look through my videos for the Iron Man helmet, and you'll see how to be able to get that headpiece. For the chest piece, I'm using the Green Lantern chest piece, the Alan Scott Green Lantern chest piece. The belt is the Armor Detective belt. The pants are the medieval pants, although I will try the medieval chest piece in just a minute. The boots are the Star X boots. And the gloves are the Zone Walker gloves. All of that together with the silver material gives us a pretty darn good looking version of our friend Iron Man from the early days. And also it kind of sort of, it's basically we needed a bulky style to be able to create the bulky suit of armor that Iron Man had either in his first appearance or at the very start of the movie, early on in the movie, in the Iron Man movie. Although the medieval chest piece would work probably a bit better for the comic version of the armor. Although the medieval chest piece probably would work a bit better if you don't want to use the Green Lantern chest piece for some reason. Then early on, one of the early modifications that the armor had was that it was changed from a gray armor to a golden armor. So using the golden material, you can sort of recreate that look with our friend Iron Man. Sadly in this case, previously I was able to leave the headpiece without the material so that we could have the glowing eyes. Sadly in this case, in order to be able to get the gold material on the headpiece, sadly as you can see we kind of lose the glowing eyes. It's sad, but it's a price you have to pay to use the golden material. And then we can use the cybernetic chest piece to try to recreate a more classic version of our friend Iron Man. The belt is one of the Checkmate belt. The gloves and the boots are the Retrotech gloves and boots. And the pants are the new Genesis pants. Sadly, there's a bit of clipping with the gloves. We will look at another alternative for the gloves in just a minute. But here, as you can see, it can give us a pretty darn good version of the classic version of Iron Man. Obviously, it would be better if the chest piece was all the same texture. Sadly, within the context of DC Universe Online, this is as close as we can get. So the cybernetic chest piece is one of the few chest pieces that gives us like the round light in the middle of the chest piece. Although in this case, I had to color the skin yellow because the chest piece is actually a short-sleeved chest piece. Although even then, it does have some sort of gloves built into it, and as you can see, it does interfere quite a bit with the Retrotech gloves. So let's take a look at an alternative right now. So here I've made a couple of changes. I changed the gloves for the power reinforced gloves, and I did the same with the boots. That way, it does avoid some of the clipping that happened with the gloves. The gloves are a little bit bulky, but sadly, as you saw, if they're not bulky like this, there is some clipping with the sort of fake gloves that comes with the chest piece. For the pants here, I'm using the Sector 3601 pants, the Manhunter pants, as opposed to the New Genesis pants. The New Genesis pants look like they're made out of cloth. If you want to something that looks a bit more like armor that kind of matches with the rest of the look, then the Sector 3601 pants are what you need. The Manhunter pants are what you need. It stays pretty close to the classic look of the character, but it does look a bit bulkier than it should. Another chest piece you can use to get the arc reactor light in the middle of the chest is the Sector 3601 chest piece. So we can use the chest piece and the pants. It works a bit better with the Retrotech gloves and boots, although there is still a bit of clipping with the gloves, but nowhere near as much as with the cybernetic chest piece. Sadly, the arms should be yellow. We can get that effect with the pants, not really with the chest piece, sadly. But it still looks close enough. If you were to wear the suit, people won't understand that you are the invincible Iron Man. After the classic armor, when they decided to change the look of our friend Iron Man, they created what became known as the Scarlet Centurion armor. And we can create a pretty darn good version of the Scarlet Centurion armor. Sadly, obviously, as you can see with the arms, I couldn't get the material on the arms. It's sad, but it happens. The main changes I made was for the shoulders. This is the Sector Agent shoulders, and that's pretty much. And the boots are the robotic boots. And I'm using the red metallic chroma material. And with this look, holy crap, does it look like the Scarlet Centurion? And also, it has the metallic feel that sells the look a bit better. Basically, it was a lot of people sadly were calling this the Santa Claus armor because it was red and white. But with this material, you can create something that is really close to the Scarlet Centurion armor. The sad thing though is that with the material, as you can see, the chest piece, the center of the chest piece is no longer glowing. It's sad, but it's a price you have to pay to be able to get the metallic look to your friend Iron Man. And of course, replacing a few pieces by the Sector Agent allows us to create something that kind of looks like the Hulkbuster armor. Obviously, this would work much better if I had the bigger body size. Sadly, for those videos, I don't want to spend for size change tokens, so we're gonna have to settle with this look. So if I could get the bigger body size, it would create something a bit closer to the Hulkbuster armor. But within the context of this universe online, this will have to do. The gloves are the tech gloves. Again, the chest piece and the pants is the Sector Agent. The boots is the Star X. So it gives us a bulky armor that kind of sells the idea that this is the Hulkbuster armor. We could use the red metallic chroma material to try to make it look more metallic. But sadly, we kind of lose the glowing effect of the chest piece. And it kind of works to give a metallic look to our armor. But we lose the shining effects in the eyes and the chest piece. So depending on what you prefer, you could go with or without the material. You decide. Another look that works really well with the red metallic chroma material is if you use the Traces in Time chest piece and the pants. I'll show you what it looks like without the material in just a minute. But with this look, it almost kind of looks like our friend Iron Man from Endgame or from Infinity War. And here's what happens if you decide not to use the material. So it gives us a much shinier version of Iron Man than we're used to, but it still kind of works. If you were to create this look, people would understand that you are the invincible Iron Man. Anything that kind of suggests the arc reactor in the chest, kind of works for our Iron Man friend. I guess you could use the elemental android to try to get that kind of look. Although for the hands, I'm using the Argus gloves. And I'm using the Argus boots as well. But for the chest and the pants, I'm using the elemental pants and chest. And for the side, I'm using the bionic belt. So this look would kind of work to create our friend Iron Man, although it doesn't quite have exactly the same color as the Iron Man armor would have. And of course, if we use a red metallic chroma material, we can give a pretty darn good looking look to our Iron Man friend. Again, the color schemes is not exactly it, but with the metallic feel and the helmet pretty much sells the look. As soon as you put the helmet on a character and have some sort of arc reactor chest and have a metallic look to it, it kind of sells the idea that this is the invincible Iron Man. This is pretty reminiscent of Infinity War. Some of the armors he used in Infinity War or Endgame. I'm using the bionic chest piece, the belt, and the pants. Again, the boots and the glove is the Argus boots and glove. And it works pretty well to create our friend, the invincible Iron Man. And of course, another example where using the red metallic chroma actually enhances the look quite a bit. making it even more looking like an armor. Like without the material, it kind of looks like it's made out of plastic, but this material really sells the idea that this is a full metal armor. I kind of like the shiny effect it gives to the armor. It doesn't have the arc reactor, but it still sells the idea that this is our friend Iron Man. And last but not least, this is our friend Iron Man from Avengers Endgame. At some point, pretty much every Avengers was given a sort of black and white suit of armor to allow them to be able to go into the quantum realm, which used to be called in my olden days the microverse. Well, nowadays they've renamed it the quantum realm. I guess microverse didn't look cool enough, or this didn't sound modern enough. Not sure. So anyway, so to go to the microverse or the quantum realm, they needed those special black and white suit, which kind of looks pretty much like this. I was toying with the idea of making an endgame video, but at the end of the day, pretty much all my characters would have ended up looking like this, just with a different headpiece, because pretty much all the Avengers had that very same costume. The one exception probably would have been a War Machine, so that I might still make the Avengers Endgame video at some point. But basically, just take this suit of armor, just replace the headpiece to make some sort of other Avenger, and you have pretty much all the Avengers from Avengers Endgame. So to recreate that look, you need the Tech Ninja chest piece, you need the Checkmate gloves. The shoulders is the Spindrift shoulders so that you can get the A on the shoulders. And also you get the A to the side of the chest, which is why I'm using this chest piece. The belt is the Argus belt. The pants are the Owl Suit pants. And the boots are the Bionic boots. So if you get all of that, you can recreate your friend Iron Man from Avengers Endgame. And of course, for Iron Man, you have to give him the flying movement mode, and you have to give him, I would give him powers like gadget powers, which would allow him to reproduce some of the gadgets that our friend Iron Man was using. And of course, for the weapon, you want to use end blasters to mimic the end blasters that our friend Iron Man is actually using, the repulsor rays that Iron Man is using. And that is going to be pretty much it for now, guys. If you have any questions, feel free to ask so in the comment section down below, and I'll see what I can do about answering your questions. So as always, guys, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.